Hello, and welcome back. Friday, late afternoon, 6:15, sourcing video. So I stayed local, went down to Chardon to the Discovery thrift store down there, and then to the Goodwill. Goodwill had nada, came back up, went to the Goodwill in Menor. Menor had a few things, went to the Salvation Army nada, came back home, got something to eat, watched a video or something. Responded to a question, which is from another eBayer. I forget her name. I just replied to the question. I followed her channel, real small, 100, 120 subs, 130 subs, somewhere around there. And that's what I like to do if I'm just putzing around on this account and I'm on YouTube looking around. I try to find things of faces and channels that are relatively new and have a lower subscriber count. Go in, make a comment, help drive that algorithm up. I know what that feels like to get those extra subs and get those comments, so that's what I like to do. Going back to the whole premise, the whole basis, the whole predicate of this channel is to just kind of help other people. So, I don't know. To answer that question that was asked, actually, there were two. One, and this may be not in order, but one was where I do my sourcing. So to answer that, 98% of my sourcing is done at thrift stores. Where I live east of Cleveland in Mentor, I can drive a half an hour in any direction but north, because then I'll end up in Lake Erie. And any of those other directions. So if you bring up the map for Mentor and you zoom out, and you go all the way about 30, 40 miles to the east is Ashtabula. You go 30 miles south, you're going to end up in Akron, Cuyahoga Falls, in the South Akron, Talmadge, and then a little bit beside that is Portage County, where Kent, Ohio is. That's where I'm born and raised, so I know a lot of those thrift stores down there. And if you go west, you're going to go to Avon, which I'll even go a little further out in some of these spots. And then going back a little is the Fairlawn, Copley, Orville, Seville, Worcester, that whole direction. And then if I want to go a little more southeast quite a bit, I could end up in Canfield, Salem, Alliance. So there's stores within an hour, there's probably 50 thrift stores I can get to. Most of the places I go are within a half an hour. If I'm taking longer trips, knowing that's going to be about an hour to get to the first route, there's 6, 7, 8 thrift stores, if not more. And I can get through the start store and go through, calculate anywhere from a half an hour to an hour in a store, knowing on how much media there is in that store, drive 15 minutes to the next one, repeat. And if I'm going far, I'm getting back 6 to 8 o'clock. I probably do that once a week. Most of the other routes I take, again, are within a half an hour, a couple like 40 minutes, right? So that's where I get most of my stuff from, is the thrift stores. As for the second part, I guess just keep watching. I forget what the second part of the question was. I guess just go back to some of the videos, and the titles I very rarely change up on how they are. Will I put any other type of proper nouns in there? Names of albums or artists or actors or movies or things of that nature. Very rarely will I do that. And I do that for a reason, and it's to stay organic. If I wanted to talk about, let's just say, Dale Carnegie, a signed book, that's about $1,500 I have listed. Got that at Savers for like $4 or $5. If I wanted to talk more about that specific book, I would make a dedicated video. But this channel is primarily, this is what I look for when that was the other part. This is what I look for, and this is how I do it. These are the little things, little tactics that I picked up on well over 20 years of reselling, 3 going on 4 years now of reselling physical media as the primary, as the full-time work. This is a sourcing video. So, to whom the question is for, just listen on, I would say, every other video. I probably give enough information to where you can catch on. All right, let's go over what I got today. I did put these in a, went back through, kind of put them more in a value order. So I'll go through that. Peter Pan, music. So it's just the music of. There's going to be a few train people going to like that. Should be one more. That should be. This guy's making me all a liar. He's just winding them all the way down every street. So anyhow, that's about 15, maybe $20. That was the cheapest thing, actually. Not cheapest what it cost me, because everything was fairly inexpensive. This was like the cheapest valued one. Martini Ranch, 28 to mid 20s. Doc, sealed, season 1. If you just scan this and if you hit sealed, they come up like $100. You hit the solds, they're going to be closer to 40, mid 20s up to 40. There's a couple listed, but like 10 have sold. So whatever price, really, if you keep it way under that 100, but I will go into Terra Peak and I will see if at some point it has sold for that 100. And I will keep mine right that, but a little under, because it'll be the only one out there. Well, besides the ones that are more expensive. I will have the pictures. I will just call them live pictures. Like I took mine and I posted on eBay, not a stock photo. And if there's only those ones are listed, but a bunch have sold, that tells me you can name a much higher price than what they are commonly selling for. So it's kind of that demand is up there, so you might as well mark yours up. Supply and demand type economics theory. All right. So I will just arbitrarily say $50. This was down at the Discovery Store. Freshwater invertebrate. So very specific. There could be a ton and a half books titled Freshwater Invertebrate, right? Invertebrates. So scan, come up like $30. There's a $17 sale. Oh, I had another 3-digit one today. I'll post that tomorrow. Scan it, and they sell for 25 to about $40. That was 50 cents. This, I believe, was also at the Disco. This is called Erto Moreira. That. Like $30, maybe 40. I don't remember now. It's only been a couple hours since I did this, but 25, $30. That is McCoy Tyner. The Goodwill in Menor up here had a whole bunch of classical sets, maybe 50 classical sets. So I did a lot of scanning, a lot of hand typing, and ended up with 3. Yeah. So this one, I don't remember, maybe it was like 25. So it was $2.49 for any media there. This was also at that Goodwill, Caprica. This is DVD 9, which nothing really came up. It is an import version of a DVD. This one is NTSC and all region. So it's a whole completely different cover. Now, Caprica just on its own sells for like $30. So I'm not going to go wrong with buying a different rendition of it. And Caprica is a Battlestar Galactica. And so is that Chrome and Steel or Blood and Chrome. Same thing here. This is a DVD 9. It has the import age marking on it. And I was trying to see, oh, it's region 2. So whatever region 2, put that in the title, put it in the listing, and people will know. But Ghost Hunters is another one of those, or Adventures is another one of those. The Adventures one. Hunters, not so much. The Adventures, a lot of their stuff just sells quick. It does sell. All right, this one was $249. It's bulky. Anton Bruckner 9 Symphonian. Berliner for harmonica with Eugene Joachim. So $50, $60. It's bulky, but it's going to be one package on its way. $6 to ship, maybe $7. This one, was that where? No, I did not. Okay. So this one I did pay up for. These are 60, 50 kind of lower, 50 to $70. They do sell. I paid up, and it has this extra, not like the dust jacket is really the best condition, but it does have this extra plastic on it. And kind of this on, unless that's, no, it's got to be tape. That is tape. Old tape. So at least the dust jacket was preserved somewhat. If I have to build up the point somehow, why not with something that, I mean, I'll still make money on it. This was from Disco. So is that Reselling fake? By Ivan Koloff. Scanned, nothing, but it is definitely enough type of biography, autobiography of some sort about a very, very specific wrestling sport. Interesting enough, so I typed it up, and signed, this is not. So signed are like $100, non-signed are 50 to 70. So this was 50 cents at Disco. Jeff Dunham, I want to say it's like $30. Maybe I didn't put them in price order. Close enough though. Nothing like really stuck out. And this Birding by Ear is like $20, $25. Yeah, also at the Goodwill, I paid this $3.26, and you had the tax of $3.50 for 9 of these Leviton 6899 ground fault circuit interrupter outlets. They're about $15, $18 on eBay. They really don't sell fast. I put 9 in a lot, and put a buck for $100. Close that box, tape it up, send it on the way. That's just one pic, well, a couple pictures, and send it out. So the total of what all that is, I mean, I guess average probably 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 500, 600 for 14, 30, $42. 28.14. Now I was local, and I was done at 2:19. So I was back here like 2:30. So I was gone for a little over 2.5 hours. All right, so that's gonna wrap that one up. Like what you heard, like what you saw, like what you learned. I guess you learned about more on what I kind of look for. Each video will kind of do that as well. Tell me thingy, comment, sub, share. Those all help me, so I can help you, so we can all help other people learn about physical media and eBay. Thanks.